Well, welcome to the channel. My name is Cal Anderson, better known as Risk Man, and this channel is to help entry-level GRC professionals fast-track their knowledge by providing them with easy-to-use tools and techniques so that they can excel in their careers. When I started out in this business of GRC, I had no idea what I was getting into, no roadmap or nobody to show me what to do or anything like that. So I wanted to start a channel that for the entry level and junior GRC professionals, to give them some easy to use tools and techniques to get them going, in a roadmap basically on how to actually navigate this industry. So we're going to be doing podcasts, we're going to be doing all different types of sessions in master classes and all kinds of fun stuff. So we're going to make risk management and cybersecurity, IT audit, we're going to make all that stuff fun for the entry-level GRC analyst. And we're going to make it so that you can actually understand what's going on instead of all these acronyms and terms and all this other stuff. We're going to break it down to make things real simple. So we're going to put out these videos about twice a week, and I hope you join us. And then we're also going to have some master classes coming up later on towards the end of the year. And these are going to be classes that you can join, that people will be able to share ideas and get the knowledge they need to advance quickly. Because it took me years to learn a lot of this stuff, and I don't think it's rocket science, and I think it's something that a lot of people can learn pretty easily, pretty quickly. So you can get your career up and running, and then get your certifications and everything that you need to advance yourself and move quickly, instead of taking years and years to do this type of work. So what exactly is a trailblazer? Well, to me, a trailblazer is someone that does something for the first time, or someone that's willing to jump in and explore a new frontier in, if you will, a pioneer. That's what I feel a trailblazer is. And so if you're going to advance in your career as a GRC analyst, or any career for that matter, this doesn't just apply to GRC, you need to have the mindset to jump in and do something for the first time and get your feet wet and everything, instead of sitting back there saying, well, I wonder if it's cold in the water. You know, jump right in and find out. And then what you'll end up finding out is that you can do things that you thought you could never do. One thing that you should do as far as becoming a complete GRC analyst is to continue your learning. Get as much education as you can get. And this is very important. And if your company offers an education program, which a lot of people don't take advantage of, you should take advantage of that, because that is going to not only accelerate your career, but it's going to give you the tools that you need in order to be very competent in your career. A lot of this job as a GRC, IT audit, or even a cybersecurity analyst, a lot of that depends on your communication skills, and not only your knowledge of your technical skills, as well as far as having technical skills in those areas, but you need to be able to communicate to people, and you need to be able to communicate to stakeholders and business groups in a language that they can understand. And that's what's often missed in this whole thing of communication and being a GRC analyst. So what I like to do is I like to educate the stakeholders and business groups, and do a drive-by, if you will, and let them know that, give them an understanding of what I do and how I do it. And if you can't do that in simple words, then you're missing the point of being a effective GRC analyst. A lot of people just talk at people, and you need to talk to people, and you need to understand where they're coming from. So you need to listen. You need to know how to do that. But you also, like as I mentioned in relation to continuous learning, you need to go out and get those certifications to give you a better understanding of what you are actually doing. Another thing that you need to do is develop very strong communication skills, as I mentioned. This is very important. You need to be able to explain technology to non-technical people in a language that they can understand. I can't stress that any more than that. You need to build your networks too. You need to build a group of people that you can go to in a pinch to get certain things done. A lot of this involves networking within the business community and networking within your own enterprise community. I think this is very important because you need to develop relationships and friendships in that, so when you need that documentation on controls and documentation for testing and that, you have people that you can go to that will gladly give you that information. Another thing you need to do is embrace the technology that's given to you. So you need to take advantage of AI and know that AI is just a form of giving you the data that you need, but you still need to have the knowledge within yourself to verify that the AI that's coming back with the data points is accurate, because a lot of times it isn't. So you need to have that discernment to know that the data that you're getting is actually accurate. And then you want to be a problem solver. You know, too many people sit back, and especially when they're new to this industry, they think that, you know, they can just have people talk to them and not solve problems logically. A lot of this is common sense. You need to be able to problem solve. Everybody knows about what the problem is, but where is the solution? And a lot of people in this industry, they look at, oh, here's the problem. And all they do is talk about the problems. And you'll see business groups do this a lot. They'll talk about, here's what the problem is. But nobody comes up and says, well, here's the solution to that problem. You know, because that is the most important things. And upper management is looking for people to come up with solutions, not just identify the problem. So you can go in there all day long and say, all right, we've got control failures here, we've got control failures there. But then what is the solution around that? You got to remember that you as a GRC analyst, IT auditor, or even cybersecurity analyst are playing on a team that you all coexist together. So you're not just coming in there identifying the problem and said, all right, I'm done. You're coming in there and identifying the problem and preferably coming up with some solutions like compensating controls or things like that. So you want to be a problem solver. So closing with all this, you want to specialize in niches too. For instance, when you're directing your career. Because if you try to do everything, you'll end up doing nothing. So if you want to start as a GRC analyst or an IT auditor or cybersecurity analyst, specialize in that first. Find out everything you need to know about what you're in and become an expert at that. And you can accelerate that. It's not going to take you years to do this. You can do this within 6 months to a year. If you go out and get the certifications that you need, end up doing work that's related to the certifications that you got, because a lot of people get back on their jobs and they don't use any of the information or any of the knowledge that they've gained. They end up doing busy work just to look like they're busy and they're doing something, but they're not really doing anything. And you want to demonstrate your results. You want to go in there and demonstrate, hey, I've got results from doing these actions. And by doing that, and I tell this to a lot of people, not just people that are in GRC, IT audit, and cybersecurity, but in business in general. A lot of times, you know, when you have a review, an employment performance review, or anything like that, you go in there, most people go in there, don't even know what they do, and they have some manager or somebody telling them, hey, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, therefore we're only giving you this as a raise or whatnot. So what you should do, and what I've learned to do over the years, is track everything that you're doing. Just like you would track progress on someone remediating a control or something, you should do the same thing with your own career. You should be tracking everything that you do. So over the course of 6 months, when you're sitting down with a manager or a supervisor or someone like that, you can basically tell them, hey, this is what I've done. Here's a microcosm of everything that I've done. And they're not talking at you like, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You know, well, I did this, 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 and this, and I resolved these issues. So therefore, I think I deserve X, Y, Z. And you need to be prepared to have those tough conversations like that. Just like having tough conversations with, stakeholders and that. You need to be prepared when you go in there as a risk manager or a risk analyst, or risk GRC analyst and cybersecurity analyst. You need to be prepared when you go in these meetings with even upper management, but also lines of business, to defend how you feel about a certain issue. And don't be afraid to admit if you're wrong. If they show you compensating controls and information that you didn't have when you went down this path of saying, all right, here's the finding, then don't be afraid to say, okay, I guess I was wrong about that because I thought that these controls weren't in place. I didn't know there was compensating controls or anything like that. Now having this new information, then maybe the finding is not a high, but it's more so a medium, and you just need to do these few things. So you also want to get, and I'll end on this, you also want to proactively identify risk. You definitely want to do this. And this will add value as you're giving value to the business, by being proactive and not just waiting for somebody to tell you, here's the risk and everything. Go out on your own and look into your environment. First, you need to define what that environment is, which means you need to define your audit universe, your cybersecurity universe, your risk universe, your compliance universe. You need to define these things and have a good idea of what your world looks like, so you can go out there and look at, here's what the risks are in as far as from an audit perspective, a GRC perspective, and a cybersecurity perspective. And so you need to be proactive, and that's the way you advance your career. That's the way you become a trailblazer in your career. You're not just sitting back on the bench and waiting for things to happen. So with that, I want to also let you guys also know that I have a book that's out as well, that's on Amazon. It's called Decode, Defend, and Disrupt. And this book here, I put together this year, and it took me a couple of years to write this, and I surmised a lot of my cybersecurity experience in there. I'll put a link down in the description, and it has a lot of things in there. This is written for an entry-level cybersecurity, GRC, and IT audit professional. It's got a lot of good things in there, and like I said, on this channel, what we're going to do is provide you guys with tools and techniques to help you accelerate your career instead of sitting on the bench and just waiting for that next promotion or anything like that. So Decode, Defend, Disrupt, this is a book right here that's out on Amazon. It's $9.99 on Kindle and $21.99 in the paperback form, which is this right here. And I'll put a link in the description there so you can go out there and get that. And we're gonna have master classes. We're gonna have podcasts to help out the entry-level cybersecurity professionals. That's what this channel is dedicated to, because we all were entry level at one point, and I want to be able to do something that was never done for me, and that's help people that are starting out or very new to this industry, get the information that they need in easy to use bite-sized chunks so they can accelerate their careers fast and not have to wait 20 plus years like I did to do this. So with that being said, I really thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Remember to like and subscribe and everything like that. And this is Riskman signing out. Take care, guys. We'll see you on the other side.